Hugo's an orphan, and just before his dad died, they were fixing this automaton, this mechanical figure, and he doesn't know when he fixes it, he doesn't know what it's going to do, whether it's going to be a message from his father or whether it's going to be something completely different. But when he's trying to fix it, trying to find sort of cogs and wheels, he meets Georges Méliès, and at this point we don't know he's a famous old filmmaker, and we found out there's a strange link between Hugo, Georges the automaton, and Georges' goddaughter Isabelle. And so the whole story is about the strange link between them and the overall concept of old cinema and sort of people with purpose in life. Hugo was very different from other roles I've played, because in like The Boy in the Striped Pyjamas, my character was quite innocent, very naive. But in Hugo, he's innocent, but he's also had to grow up far faster than anyone else his age should have. So he's very mature and he's sort of sneaky, and it was just a great role. And one of the main attractions was, of course, that Martin Scorsese is directing it, and that was incredible. It was different, is in one word. It was incredible. It was a massive education for me, working with him, both about the old cinema and just his view on filming and the way he does it. He's a perfectionist. Like, he might do something, he might do it over and over and over again. He's thinking, why is he doing it? Is he wasting time? But when you see the film and you see him, what he's done, and you see it all pulled together, it's amazing, and you can see why he's such a renowned director. He didn't really tell me this, but it's just one of the things he does, is instead of saying do this and do that, he lets the actor come up with their own ideas to bring to it. Like, for example, me and Chloe are kids, so we could come up with a truthful, sort of realistic representation of how a child would react in certain situations, rather than an adult thinking how a child would react. So that was really helpful. Hugo first meets Isabelle when he goes to Georges' house, when he's followed him, because Georges took his notebook. And at first they're not really friends. Hugo just wants to use Isabelle to get his notebook back. But then they sort of discover friendship, and Hugo takes Isabelle on an adventure to the cinema. And then after that they sort of have a good bond, and she's like a good friend to him, and she helps him through his hard times. At first, when Georges catches him, because Hugo's been stealing from Georges' shop to get lots of wheels and stuff to fix the automaton, and Hugo doesn't like Georges. They don't like each other. Georges thinks he's a thief. Hugo thinks Georges is a mean old man. But later on, when Hugo and Isabelle find out that Georges is actually a famous filmmaker, this whole new thing comes about it. And when they go to Georges' house and they meet Helen McCrory's character, and then they find out that Georges has been trying to keep this down, and he's sort of very sad. That was great. He was like one of them, if not the most inspirational actors I've worked with. It was incredible working with him. And when he's acting, instead of sort of when they say cut, he sort of relaxes, comes out of character, talks to people, completely stays in character, stays where he is, stays in that mind frame, and it's really inspirational. Like, that'll help me to keep in my mind frame. So we both played off each other, and it's incredible. The set was incredible, that Dante Ferretti designed. Instead of just being one studio, they opened the gates and made it 2 studios long. And so that was incredible. Rather than it being all green screens, which is really sort of annoying because you have to imagine where everything is, you can sort of just look and you can see where you've been, and so that affects your eye line and your performance. So it's really helpful. Well, he's searching for something that will fix his automaton, and he's searching for a message from his father. But it's also nearer the end of the film, he's more like a detective trying to figure out the mystery of Georges and why he stopped making films. Working with Chloe was great because we're both pretty much the same age, so we bonded straight away. We're good friends, so we sort of had similar likes. Whenever we weren't filming, I'd come back to my room and play some PlayStation or something. I hope that everybody sort of gets, the younger kids won't get the sort of the deep concept of old film, they'll just see the adventure side of it. But I really want everyone to sort of get an education from it and be taught about old film. That's one of the main things that I think people should get from it. Well, just amazing, sort of beautiful, sort of very sort of Parisian, sort of French architecture. And the way that Marty's done 3D, instead of it being gimmicky, things jumping out at you, it's made it all go in, so it sucks the audience in and just has a whole new layer to it. The way he's used smoke and particle effects to add a whole new layer, it's incredible. I was running a lot, and it was very exhausting. But those were great fun. Those are some of the best scenes.